So I started teaching here at the college in 1999. So what's that, 20 odd years now? Yeah. Ooh. So I left university and I had a kind of proper job for a year in an office, but I thought there's got to be more to life than this. And so I bit the bullet and I applied to do a PGCE. And my second teaching placement was here at the college. I just think it's such an important course. So if you take the issues that are facing us in the 21st century, so obviously we're in the middle of a COVID pandemic, we've got high levels of unemployment, we've got global inequality, we've got the rise of things like social media and so on. So our society is so fast changing, and sociology is all about trying to make sense of that, really. So I can't really think of too many other more important subjects to learn, really. We need sociologists. The students are awesome. They're great. That we get motivated, hard-working students. No 2 days are ever the same. I'm never clock watching. It's fantastic. It gives you a kind of real energy. The staff are brilliant here as well. They're really supportive, and the college, the campus, Cirencester is beautiful. So hence 20 odd years on, I'm still here, really. So we start off with the socialisation and identity unit, which is looking at how factors such as the family, education, the media, religion all influence who we are, really, and our identity. We then move on to looking at youth cultures, which is looking at groups such as punks and mods. Who are they? What do these different youth subcultures have in common? We then do a whole unit about the media, so the rise of social media, whether it's a force for good or perhaps something unhealthy. We look at who controls the media and how do the media portray different groups in society. So how do they portray gender, how do they portray disability, social class, ethnicity. So those themes, particularly of gender, ethnicity and social class, underpin the whole course, really. The final unit in year one is all about research methods. So how do you go about undertaking sociological research? So we get our students to design their own sociological research. So it could be, as a student, you want to investigate the issue of football hooliganism. How would you go about it? Would you go undercover and join this firm? What are the kind of issues, what are the ethical issues linked to that? Would you declare your identity and say, hello, I'm going to do a study into football hooliganism today? Is that going to alter their behaviour? And then students have the option. So we've got 2 pathways in sociology. We've got pathway 1, which is called crime and deviance. And the second option is called world sociology, or sometimes called international development. We've basically asked students, which units would you choose if you were given a choice? And so we've created these 2 pathways. And so ultimately students will leave with an A-level in sociology, okay? It doesn't specify which pathway. It simply means that when they come to do the exam, there are some optional questions. So it will be, in effect, answer either question A, world sociology, question B, crime and deviance. Students will pick this at enrolment in year 1. And the big difference, though, comes in year 2. Okay, and so the crime and deviance unit is very much looking at, I suppose it starts off with, how do we measure crime? What are the issues in terms of how we report crime? Which groups are statistically more criminal? And why might that be? What are the different sociological explanations for that? We talk about what's the difference between crime and deviance, and so criminal behaviour is illegal, deviant behaviour isn't illegal, but it's against the norms and values of society. So if I was to push to the front of the queue in the refectory, I've not done anything illegal, but it goes against the way we function. So we then also look at how the media portray different groups in crime. And are different social groups more likely to appear in the news? Okay, so we talk about white collar crime, is that unreported? Again, crime amongst young people tends to be heavily reported. We also talk about how you tackle crime, and this is really interesting to see how different students perceive this issue. So from a kind of more liberal view on crime towards a kind of lock them all up type view. And so we encourage students to formulate their own opinion, but again, at the heart of it, we're applying sociological explanation. The World Sociology unit is very much concerned with global inequality. So inevitably inequalities exist everywhere within Cirencester, Swindon, Stroud and so on. But we're perhaps more concerned with the less developed world. And we talk about, well, how do we define development for starters? And then we look at the various social, cultural, economic and political reasons why some countries are less developed. We talk about the role of Western governments, so are they part of the problem or are they part of the solution? We talk about things such as foreign aid. So again, is foreign aid helpful? Should we be increasing foreign aid to poor countries or should we be reducing it? Taking the whole charity begins at home view. How do issues such as globalisation, climate change, COVID, how do they affect global inequality? So again, we're interested in the causes of these issues and then the effectiveness of solutions to tackle these problems. So again, the World Sociology unit is very, very current. It's looking at 21st century challenges. So the course is 100% exam based and those exams are essay based. We often visit lots of universities, we try and get guest speakers in and we also do trips as well, and so we're hopefully in a post-COVID world going to resurrect a trip to Morocco, which would be a fantastic opportunity. That's available to students regardless of whether they do the Crime and Deviance pathway or the World Sociology pathway. I think the beauty of sociology is it gives you a whole breadth of skills. Okay, so regardless of whether you go down a kind of sociology related route or not, you've got this broad educational toolkit, this whole range of transferable skills that you can draw upon. In terms of careers within sociology specifically, we've had students in the past that have gone on to work in the international development sector. So we've got students that are working for aid organisations. I've got one student I think works at the United Nations. One of the growth areas for sociologists is the area of corporate social responsibility. So trying to help companies be more socially aware, be more environmentally aware. And those issues, primarily I suppose the social aspect, is at the heart of sociology really. Great question. We get a whole range of students in sociology actually. It's a real mixture of opinions and that's fantastic. So that means when we embark on debates and so on, we're getting a whole range of attitudes and views. If you look at the news or watch the news and sort of think, this probably isn't the course for you, okay? Because sociology is in the news on a daily basis, okay? So we want students that are kind of passionate, that are going to go away and read stuff and watch stuff and then bring that into the class. So it's not A-level ranting. We need to be able to substantiate or back up our views. That's really important. There's a real kind of academic challenge to the course. Yeah, so if students are enthusiastic, we're really, really keen to work with you.